Yeah, I'm sitting here talking, and the video was on mute the whole time. Oh my god! Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to my channel. I hope y'all are all doing well today. I apologize for being late, you guys. I was actually late today because I was literally having issues with my camera, technical difficulties, right? And I was just like, oh shit, I didn't want to like just have shitty quality, whatever. But I'm just go ahead and use my I was just gonna go ahead and use my my regular cam. But what's up, you guys? Happy Friday. I hope y'all are doing well. Yes, I apologize for no sound. Can y'all hear me now before we go ahead and get started? Before anything, are y'all able to hear me clearly, loud and clear? Y'all hear my voice throughout the video? Let me know in the comments before we go ahead and even get started with my commentary on this podcast between Candiace. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Kendra. Hey, Time with B Shot. Okay. So more people are going to come into the video. So I gotta go ahead and not rush it, but I'm gonna go ahead and get in my commentary before we go ahead and start off with this video. Now, if you are, make sure y'all hit that like button. Okay, it's gonna bring more people actually inside the live because we got a lot to talk about regarding Candiace. So if you don't know. Candiace had a podcast on, I believe, either Monday or Tuesday with the diva himself, okay? The diva, the king, quote unquote, of reality TV, Mr. Carlos King. And then when I tell you that I was listening to this interview and I was just like, okay, this interview is interesting because he was giving Candiace all of her flowers for calling her reality TV, loyalty, and just saying that how she fit the mold for Potomac, the best housewife. He actually compared her to Kenya Moore, saying how she brought in a different essence into the season. And I wanted to kind of get into that. So there's 3 key points that I actually caught during this interview. She had a conversation about colorism, which I thought that was very interesting. She had a conversation about following her altercation with Miss Monique. Her and Monique, remember that season where her and Monique was actually fighting. It was a lot going on. It was social media was in shambles after their altercation on season 5. And then also her relationship with Miss Giselle Bryant. Yes, that is correct. Mrs. Giselle. Her and Giselle going at odds. I want to kind of get into that as well. So the podcast actually started off as him giving her like plenty of props, right? Plenty of props regarding just everything, how she like really just came into the scene. It kind of talked about behind the scenes a little bit, how she actually came on The Real Housewives of Potomac season 5, and how she actually, he said basically he understood the assignment. Now I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Carlos King definitely kind of gets on my nerves because I don't know, something about the way how he talk. Like, look, he just be actually like, yeah, you did that. Yeah. I was like, okay, why are you yelling? Can you calm down, baby, a little bit, just a tad bit. But Candiace spilled a lot of tea, and I thought this, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm not really the most biggest Candiace fan. Candiace does not really do it for me like that. However, like just listening to her commentary and just behind the scenes, she seems like a very cool chick, not on the show. The reason why I never really cared for Candiace, and I don't know if y'all was in the days where I was like collaborating with Layla Lynn TV, but me and Layla Lynn had a huge disagreement about our whole stance on Candiace versus Monique. The reason why at that time I felt like that Candiace, I didn't really care for Candiace because she had a lot of mouth and then plays victim when somebody, she was literally provoking people. And I just felt like that sometimes her mouth it was like she was talking too much cash shit that she couldn't really check. She was trying to cash a check. She was not able to check. I'm sorry. She was trying to, talk her shit and not able to back it up, pretty much. But he was just giving her all these compliments, how saying that she was the queen of reality TV, and how she was like just, putting her on this extremely high pedestal. So, of course, Candiace ate that up. Candiace is very articulated with her words. She is a very smart woman. But I do agree with his comment saying that she does compare a little bit to Kenya Moore, because Kenya Moore came in gunning. Now, but the interesting part is, the difference is, when we came into reality, when we started watching The Real Housewives of Atlanta season 5, when Kenya came on there, we really did not care for Kenya like that. I think that we like Candiace season 3 and season 4, and then season 5 happened, and then all the drama. And I feel like I'm gonna get into my commentary later after the show. But Candiace actually talked about the situation when it comes to colorism on this show. It was a conversation that her and Carlos had about colorism. And he asked her, do you think that sometimes, he's like, I did not want you to come back for your second season because I felt like that colorism had a huge part to play. Hey, Deborah, what's going on? What's going on? Hey, Miss Baythang. Colorism had a large part to play in the Real Housewives of Potomac. So I'm actually going to go ahead and play an audio. And the reason why, y'all, it took me a while to come up here was because I was trying to get the graphics together. I was trying to get the audio synced with the pictures and everything, but it just was not giving how I need to get. So we're going to actually play a part here on her stance, Candiace's stance on the colorism on the show. Okay, so give me 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and play this audio. It's about 6 minutes, and this will be the first part of the first segment of the video that we're going to talk about.
Your second season on the show really showed why you are a formidable player. So much so, you literally get into with everybody and you hold your own. And to be a petite woman, what I love about you, and I know you read upon Nene Leakes drinking wine, and that's what made you want to, like, okay, prepare for this interview you have with the casting director. You are on your way to becoming an icon like Kenya Moore. And hear me out.
I receive. Okay.
Pageant background. Beautiful chocolate girl. Yeah. A wordsmith. Intelligent. And me working with Kenya, I always knew that the issues that Kenya had with some of the women, I'm not going to name names, but some of them was, Kenya, you're not only beautiful, but bitch, you're smart. And you know how to read. And when you read, yes. When Kenya Moore season 7 at this group event where they had the doctor there, the therapist, his name is slipping my brain, and she said, you are a revisionist historian. Me and the producer said, what the fuck does that mean? And I literally Googled that and I said, this bitch is so smart. And all the other housewives was like dumbfounded, like, wait, yeah. Is that a read? You remind me so much of Kenya. And one thing that you are vocal about on Twitter is you feel that because you and Kenya are dark-skinned women,
yes,
people love to villainize the two of you when y'all light-skinned counterparts can say the same thing or worse. They don't get the same treatment. And you really do say that a lot on Twitter. Can you talk to me about that, please?
Yes, I have not experienced colorism in the way that I have on this platform anywhere else in my life. And I grew up in predominantly white spaces. I have been the token Black girl in a lot of rooms. And even in those spaces, you get the, oh, you're pretty to be a Black girl. You get that. But the colorism colorism is nuanced, and it's often felt within your own cohort, within your own community. And I guess because I didn't have much of a community that looked like me growing up, that wasn't something that I was ever aware of or really made privy to until later in life. And then even then, it still was just never on my radar until this show. And, you know, I am doing my job and cussing and fussing and carrying on in a way that is similar to, I'll use Ashley as an example because we're similar in age. She brought me onto the show expecting, I think, that we would, you know, have a rapport. And, you know, Ashley is one who can give butt. She can roll her neck. Her eyes can pop out of her head. She gives you what needs to be given in the moment. And I started to notice, knowing that Ashley had given us those moments, those aggressive moments, that my time in giving those same moments were harped on much more intensely. And I really had to take a step back and say, what is it? Because at first you just say, what? Like you're just kind of dumbfounded. But you're saying that I'm aggressive, but we just watched her like get in somebody's face and do the finger and roll her neck and do all that. So it just dumbfounded me at first. But it took me having conversations with my real smart friends, my off-TV friends, to realize what I was experiencing was colorism. And it really, there was a conversation that we had, I believe on a reunion, where we were asked by Andy, I think, if we think that colorism exists on the show, and most of the women said no. And I will say that I don't know that the cast is necessarily engaging in it. Maybe there is some dog whistling, but it certainly comes from the audience. And I think that the beneficiaries of colorism have a responsibility to call that out, and I don't see that happening. Myself, Wendy, you know, we can scream it all day. You know, it literally is attached to racism. The oppressed we can't speak out. We can, but the liberation and the change and the overturning comes when the people that have the power are speaking out against it. And to deny that colorism exists is doing a disservice to all of us.
No, and listen, one of the examples that I'll give too is, you know, one thing that Ashley and you do is operate for film. And I am...
Okay, let me go ahead and get back on here, you guys. Excuse me. Okay, so I am back, and you guys have just heard Candiace, Candiace, what she had to say regarding the situation with colorism. Do I sometimes feel like that there is colorism when it comes to the Real Housewives of Potomac from the surface level? Absolutely. I think that sometimes, especially, you know, you have more of I don't know. I get where she's coming from, but I don't feel like in this situation she's using that. Candiace is actually using that, you guys, as an excuse, and she's using that for her best benefit. She knows that she's more of and this is where the big divide with the Real Housewives of Potomac fans come between Candiace and maybe another person like I don't know, maybe Monique or Ashley or Giselle or whatever, because sometimes Candiace do use that as an excuse, I feel like, to make herself seem more of the type of person as, I don't know how to explain, like she makes herself seem like she's using this, she's like flipping the situation around and blaming it on colorism. When you have a bad mouth, you talk crazy and act a fool whenever you want to. You know what I'm saying? And I just think it's unfair because with these ladies, it's all a fair game. because you and Wendy can cuss out everybody, and anybody can cuss out you and Wendy. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like there's that much of a colorism. Now, do I feel like there's classism on the show? Absolutely. I definitely think there's classism. Okay, because we see how sometimes Candiace gets. I think sometimes they did, especially when she first came on the show. You know what I'm saying? With her mom having money and her husband didn't really have that much money, or now, or then, I feel like there was classism, but I don't feel like there's that much colorism on this show. And that's just my honest opinion. Y'all can agree or disagree or whatever with it, right? So then the topic comes up, move over to Monique. Now, we all know the whole backstory between Candiace and Monique, a whole disagreement. And I do have some commentary regarding Candiace and Monique because I felt like the whole situation between them was orchestrated by Giselle, if I'm keeping it real. But this is what Candiace had to say regarding her, Monique, when Carlos asked her the question. It was it was a good discussion, but we'll talk after this, okay?
In the music industry, it is what it is, and it doesn't take me not being a black woman to not see it. I see it. I see it based on Twitter, and I think that's the reason why a lot of people stay off of Twitter who are on reality TV, because it can definitely affect your mental health, knowing that people are really not equal in their disdain for this case or thing. And one of the things I know you dealt with your mental health was the unfortunate altercation that you and Monique had on the show. And as a black man in this business, and I shared this with Monique as well, I was devastated by that. Only because, look, I know that unfortunately things just happen. Like these things happen, and that's just the way of life. We saw Will Smith slap Chris Rock on America's favorite award stage, and shit happens. Well, what I thought was funny was Will Packer, who's a friend of mine and who I love, he produced that Oscar special. No one blamed Will Packer, and they shouldn't have because he had nothing to do with it. But when black people are having a bad moment on reality TV, they blame Carlos King or they blame the other producers. And one of the things that I loved about your conversation that you had on camera and off camera was the fact that everybody saw the error in their ways, right? And I thought it was so special to at least have that honest conversation. How are you able to get past that? Because I know that for some people, it would have been hard to return to the show.
I don't know that I am past it.
Oh.
Because of the backlash that I received due to the acrobatics that were orchestrated by some, there are still people who, I mean, there obviously are strong opinions about that season. But to quote the ancient African proverb, revisionist history is a motherfucker. It's so easy to sit back and watch and decide that you know what happened in any space. And that's what reality television is for. It's an escape. And that's what I understand that my role is in this space for a lot of our viewers. But when the game is not played by the rules and people who can't control their emotions want to get out of control and change the way the game is played, it becomes less about entertainment and more about this is my real life. And I still have a lot of thoughts and feelings about the revisionist history. I obviously don't let it, overtake me. And I think that God has prepared the most immaculate table for me before all of my enemies. Therefore, I have no need to harp on whatever. However, it's not something that that just goes away. One of our SVPs, who's a dear friend of mine, her name she said in Not All Diamonds and Rosé that, I forget how she said it, but I talked to her at length for hours upon hours during that whole season 5, and she sort of accurately emoted for me when she said something to the effect of, I think Candiace was blindsided and she was really hurt by the chain of events because it's not something that she ever expected to happen, and she really thought that she was dealing with someone who she thought was her friend. And for her to put that into words, that it was just shock. Not so much, and I talk about this on Girls Trip too. Not so much the physical part. That wasn't the shock. The shock was the spinning and the lying and the revisionist history that still reverberates amongst people who are just committed to misunderstanding me versus looking.
Okay, guys, there's one more small part here.
Knowing that this happened a couple of years ago and Monique is no longer on the show, is there a world, knowing that you're spiritual and like me, you're God-fearing and we love the Bible and God talks about forgiveness, is there a world where you're able to forgive Monique and or be friends with her again?
I think I have forgiven her for me, because that's my salvation that's at stake. I have forgiven her for me. I think it's impossible to move into a space of friendship with a human being who continues to live in delusion and in their version, in their revisionist history. And this is someone who still goes into public spaces and calls me a child, when the child is the person who can't just let it be, give it a no comment, or when these conversations come up, when these questions.
Okay, I'm done. So you guys, y'all just my eyebrows. Child, I'm going on a trip to DC, so the reason why I'm looking all ruggly, whatever, we're gonna get together. But you guys, you just heard the commentary there. Candiace. It seems like to me that Candiace and Monique still have not taken both, and I'm talking about both women here. Both of these women have still not taken accountability for whatever happened between the fallout. But little did they still know, I have not seen none of them, I have not seen Candiace nor Monique say, you know what? Giselle was the one who stirred the pot. She was the actual pot stirrer, because if you guys remember, the whole reason why this beef happened was because with the whole situation with the ex-friend and Charisse and Giselle actually stirring the pot between them. And it's just really unfortunate to see Candiace still kind of not take any responsibility on her end, as well as Monique. But Candiace, don't sit here and just say she's wrong. She did this. She did me like this. I'm still hurt. I'm still healing. I forgave her for myself. You're still coming off as a victim. When it's all said and done, you are still coming off as an honest victim, Candiace. And it is what it is. Well, let's keep it 100. This fight happened years ago. After you seen how everything played back and how everything happened, you're still saying that, it's all her. And Monique too. Monique childish. Yes, Monique is wrong for talking to a child, Let me tell y'all something. When you have two very strong, opinionated individuals and opinionated women and who has big egos, let me pull up the picture between them, okay? Who has big egos. Two women, two egos, two different personalities, two strong opinions. You are expected to see sparks fly. And honestly, you guys, this beef is never going to end between those until somebody be the adults in this conversation and really have that reflect on their situation. Because it seems like that both of these women are deflecting after this fight. Okay. Like when I sat down, because I was like, oh God, I got to revisit this conversation. Both of these women, you guys, has not taken accountability for anything. Candiace nor Monique. You know what I'm saying? When it's Giselle messy ass was the one who was starting the bullshit. Both of them was the one who was starting the bullshit. So at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, y'all still throw shade, y'all still throw jabs. Y'all don't have to be friends again. I get it. It is what it is. But somebody in this situation needs to take accountability for what actually happened. And that's why now, even 2 seasons later, you guys, Candiace and Giselle hate each other now. You know what I'm saying? But y'all was cool with the whole situation but she was cool with Candiace. See, let me pull up her ass really quick. Because this woman is the real villain. Yeah, Candiace is a villain. Well, people say Candiace is a villain. No, Candiace got a smart ass mouth and don't take accountability and play victim. But this is the villain. This is the true pot stirrer here. This woman successfully pitted you two women together. Pitted you two women against each other and caused all this commotion. And now 2 seasons later, Candiace, you're not even cool with this woman? Y'all have to look at it like y'all have to really look deep down inside with this. Giselle is the real messy one. Like she's the messiest one out of them all. You know what I'm saying? Karen tried to get the girls together. It didn't work. It didn't work. So it's just really interesting to see how this dynamic between now, the season 7, between Candiace and Giselle actually work. Now, before I actually get out of here, okay, there's one more clip that I want to play. And this is the situation with Candiace going to girls' trip. She did a girls' trip with, with Heather and Whitney from the Salt Wives, what Terrence called them. And then also Portia and Giselle was on there. And then Marisol, like just other people from different shows was on there as well. Some girls from Miami. They all went to Thailand. And she had her commentary to say about Portia, because we noticed that her and Portia both have very unique personalities, right? So she just kind of spoke on that. And we all was like, ooh, Twitter was on shambles when we first found out that they was on, they was going to be on the same show. I'm ready for it. I might even, at this point, I don't know if y'all want me to, but I can do commentary on it. I might not review the whole show, but I can do commentary on it. But yeah, so this is when Carlos talked to her about the whole situation. This is what she had to say. One second, y'all.
I was surprised that I was chosen. I always thought that when it was Potomac's turn to do Girls Trip, it would be Giselle and Karen, because that's who the network pushes as the faces of the show. I mean, that's
girl, I catch everything, yes.
Okay. That's what they push. So I was fully expecting Giselle and Karen. So it was me, and I was like, well, sure, I will pack my bags. I'm there. Giselle and I'll just say it did not end well. It did not end well. And yeah. It didn't well. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, how did it begin with Portia? Because you and Portia have publicly said things about each other that a lot of people took as shade.
Yes.
When they found out Portia Williams and Candiace was in the same room, the Twitter girls went crazy.
Yeah.
How did it go with Portia?
You'll be surprised. And that in good ways and bad ways. It was a very interesting time with Portia. I don't want to give anything away, but it was an interesting time with Portia. She is something else. But so am I.
Oh, we know you are Shady Queen. Answer this for me.
Oh, Lord.
Who did you get into the most on girls' trip besides Giselle?
Ooh. I was really chilling on this trip because these white girls were hot the whole trip. So I was kind of like taking my lorazepam and trying to just stay calm. Okay, if I had to say, I obsessed with more than Giselle. It wasn't the Snow Bunnies. It wasn't Leah. Probably Portia. Yeah. If I had to say more than Giselle was the most. But yes, probably if I had to say. But again, I say it was an interesting time because it ebbed and flowed. There was a lot that went on. Like it was 10 days, but it felt like 10 months. There was a lot of evolution and stopping and going and fussing and carrying on that took place. So yes. Yeah. I'm trying to make sure I'm not.
Okay, guys, so you just heard that clip there, what she had to say regarding Portia Williams. And like I said, Candiace and Portia, it has been shade, you know what I'm saying? Even a whole situation that happened on season 5 of Potomac when Candiace and Monique got into it. Portia had her commentary to say on there about Candiace, you know, in favor with Monique because Portia and Monique are friends. So that kind of automatically brought a rift and like more of a, you know, like what the hell is this going on between Portia and Candiace. So that kind of brought a whole rift between that as well. But baby, Giselle, like I said, Giselle ain't your friend. And I heard on the trip that Giselle was the one who was actually being the pot stirrer. She was the one who was actually stirring the pots. Okay. So yeah, this whole situation with Candiace, I honestly feel like that Candiace is Candiace. She's not my favorite. She's not really my cup of tea. She's not my least favorite, but she's not also my favorite. I just feel like that with Candiace, sometimes she just be on some bullshit. She's very articulate with her words. She's very well spoken, you know. And I sometimes feel like that, especially with her stands. And when I heard, okay, I'm sorry. If y'all are stand, love y'all down. But sometimes people on Twitter gas her up. And I feel like that she's getting that big ego. I do feel like that she does give me Kenya Moore's tease because Kenya is strong with her reads, but she's not the villain. I would not call her the Kenya Moore of the Housewives because she's not really hated like that. Giselle, on the other hand, everybody was dragging her from her fashions all the way to how she be messy and instigating stuff. But I'm just really interested to see how this season happened, this season dynamic with the women. Okay. I just think that she just really needs to have a chill pill. Because girl, I'm sorry. Like if I was on the show, me and Candiace would be getting into it all the time because she would have been getting on my nerves. You know what I'm saying? Straight pitch, she would have been getting on my nerves. But guys, I have to go to Boys Night Out. Now, if y'all don't know, y'all be sure to follow Scotty by Nature TV. Damn, I wish I had the picture to show y'all. But we're going to be doing Boys Night Out at 8:15 Central Time. So y'all make sure y'all tune into that. I just wanted to kind of do a breakdown of this podcast. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Let me go ahead and read some. Oh, and be sure to like the video too if y'all enjoyed the content. But let's see what y'all had to say, okay? BB said, the hypocrisy of Carlos, he about to show an altercation on his show. Yeah, child. Carlos be doing the most. Hey, Romel. He said, I agree with both had a part. I also agree with her. I would just say no comment if someone asks me about somebody I don't fuck with anymore. Definitely. See, I have been saying this because I don't hate her, but she do things where I'm like, girl, now she does have funny moments and she do be picking with her. She do be picking with her sometimes. Yeah, look, Candiace be having some good reads. I love listening to Candiace read. She be having some good reads. She is a key, honey. She will get you all the way together. No pun intended. I just feel like that sometimes she just be, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes she just be having a victim mentality. And it's like when somebody tried to come for her, or, you know, when somebody try to attack her, like she be doing the absolute most. And it just get on my nerves. Like, if you're going to throw the shade, you got to learn how to take it back. You know what I'm saying? And because Candiace can get aggressive too. Let's keep it real. She get a little aggressive too. Hey, Kimmy Nicole. Girl, I'm about to get out of here. But guys, okay, I'm going to go ahead and head out. Thank y'all so much for enjoying the live. I hope y'all enjoyed it today, okay? 17 of y'all in here. So I'm kind of growing my live up a little bit. I'm disappointed because this is not the camera that I wanted. The other camera kind of broke. So, but we're gonna do some more live. So y'all just stay tuned, okay? I'm working my way up slowly. There's gonna be a background in here the next few days. So y'all just stay tuned. Next video that I'm talking about will be another Potomac video, and I think I'm about to do a breakdown of this fight as well on Love and Marriage Huntsville. All right, y'all. Bye.